What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Demos Diecast. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Shout out to all of our returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you guys. Thank you. And welcome to all of the first-time viewers and new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. If you were not present or weren't able to tune in this past Wednesday, go back and check out on Honest Diecast channel. He had me on as a guest, and we did a very large Skyline show and tell. Pretty much everything was on there. We had Ken Marys, we had Hakos. I don't think either one of us busted out a R30 or a 31, but we definitely had plenty of 32s, 33s, 34s, and 35s. So if you were not able to, I'll drop a screenshot right here on the side. Go check that out. We had a blast doing that. Thank you again to Honest Diecast, Mr. Derek, for having me on and busting all those out and having a show and tell with you guys, because that was so much fun. And we really still, out of all the Skylines that we covered, we still didn't cover every single Skyline that we have. So amazing. But as you can see today, we've got some Porsches sitting back here, RWB Porsches to be specific. You may or may not be familiar with this brand. It's called Raw Welt Begriff. It is owned and run by a man named Akira Nakai. Akira started out in the drift world, working with 8.6s, I believe, and pushed the limits of 8.6s until he purchased his first Porsche, which was a wrecked 930. And purchasing that wrecked 930, he decided to modify it, bring it back to life, etc. And that's where the RWB brand name was born. So basically, he takes Porsches and makes them into like wide body monsters per se. Super dope concept. He also builds race cars for the Idler series over in Japan. So the cars are functional. He doesn't do just body work, but he also does suspension work as well. But this is all hand done, and he does customer cars now in like a 3-day process, from like a stock body fully painted, all of the parts fully painted, everything ready to go. He can come in and fully assemble the car in about 3 days, I think is what he schedules out. So RWB is the topic today, and what we will be opening, I have two different things. First, I've had these RWB Akira Nakai figures, along with these two young ladies in here, his case that he carries, and we've got an extra wing. So we're going to be opening these up just to kind of set out with our diorama and check out. But the big boy of the show is the RWB Hot Wheels RLC. Was finally able to lock one of these down, and man, shout out to the homie Alex. He held me down, gave me a great fair price. Couldn't pass it up. So shout out to him. This is coming off of the base. This is going in the loose case. Yeah, we're not gonna just hold on to this one. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. First up, let's look at the figures. We'll go ahead and set our diorama up, and then after that, we'll bust out the RLC, get it off the base, and take a closer look. So you can see the picture back here. This is produced by American Diorama, who makes most of the who makes all of the figures that I have, at least. And then it's a collaboration with Tarmac Works and, of course, RWB. So super sick. They do make a few RWB Tarmac kits that come with different parts and stuff. So you can buy kits that have like over fenders, wheels, and wing. Or you can get this one here, which actually has Nakai's figure. And then they also make one with him, I believe, sitting in a chair too, which is pretty sick. So there's our figures. I don't want to tilt it too much for the dump out, but let's see. So here he is leaned up against the car, got a cigarette in hand. It's his actual pose with this car back here, Stella Artois. So let's just go ahead and post him up. Look at that. Too sick. Yeah, so young lady here. Bet it's his daughter, because I heard his daughter was going to be taking it over when he retires. So I'm almost positive that's his daughter. I'd be willing to bet money. Next up, we've got his daughter again in a different pose. So there she is. So we'll go ahead and set her up back here. Got her set up. Here he is with the drilling the rivets. So we'll go ahead and put him over here like he's on the fender. Next up, we've got the wing. So since it's purple, we'll go ahead and set that. We'll set that off to the side there, make it look like it's potentially being swapped out. Super dope. And last up, Nakai suitcase. So I believe that's the top. So we'll go ahead and set the suitcase right next to where he's working. Boom. All right, so we got a diorama all set up. Little explanation on the cars back there in case you're not familiar with them. These are the 3 RWB models, or excuse me, 2 RWB models that have been made by Hot Wheels. First one I showed you is actually an example of his original car. The only major, the real thing is, so his first car that he did, he named Stella Artois because that was his favorite beer. Here you see Raw Welt. In real life, the real car actually says Stella Artois down here, but obviously this is Hot Wheels. These are toys. They can't get an alcohol sponsor on a toy car, so they just went with the Raw Welt. But yes, that's what this car is modeled after. You can see here's the exhaust. See, just like, yeah. So there's the exhaust there that you can see. They chose to go with the 6-spoke polished lip on this one with the deep dish rear wheel. Now it is the wider rear 10 millimeter. So this one is unmodified. This is how it would come. And originally this was found in the Hot Wheels Silhouette series. And then the purple, which is going to have everything the same that the black does. The purple was a team transport, so it came with that and a purple hauler. And then this one, we're going to knock Nakai down for a second. This is a custom that I had David Max Diecast do for me. So I gave him the wheels and the car and just said basically, like, let's do it. If you can make it happen, let's make it happen. So quite a bit had to be shaved off of the side skirts here in order for the wheels to clear, also the front lip, and then a little bit had to be shaved off the base itself in order to get the wheels to roll. As you can see, there is not much clearance as far as being able to see the wheel underneath the front bumper. So yes, it is a full roller. No issues, but in the same breath, yeah, it's as slammed as it can possibly be. All right, so yeah, that's the history on the black one. I don't know that the purple is. I know that he did do a purple. I don't know what the name of that one was, but I do know that the Stella Artois is what the black one is modeled after. Except, like I said, they couldn't use Stella Artois because obviously Hot Wheels and kids. So that's going to lead us into the RLC, and this one is also going to be modeled after Stella Artois, but it does have a black Spectraflame paint to it. So if you haven't seen this one before, you're in for a treat. Boom. This thing is so sick. The whole presentation of it, like this, is really nice too. Like, don't get me wrong, like this is super dope. The packaging, the size of the acrylic, you've got the Nakai figure in there, like insane. But the car is what I'm after. So Alex did open this when he received it originally, I'm almost positive he got this retail. I don't believe he purchased this resale. I believe he purchased this when they dropped. And he had opened it solely to take the bands off of the door. So this one has opening doors and an opening trunk. So there's a like a band that goes around the doors to keep the doors closed as the car travels and in the trucks and whatnot. And then there's a band that keeps the rear engine cover down as well. If you don't take those bands off, they end up drying out over time, and they can scratch and mark the paint like permanently. So if you ever get an RLC that has opening doors or trunk or something like that, and it has that band around it, man, open it and at least take the band off, like, because it will ruin it in the long run. Whether you're the one that ends up opening it, or if you really think you're gonna flip it, you know what I mean, down the road later, nobody's gonna want it because that band's on there. So, guys, open your stuff, display it, play with it. Don't worry about keeping it in the case forever, right? These things are too cool outside to just keep in there. So, let's go ahead and get this off, man. Get it off the base and take a closer look. And this one is number 11421 out of 12,000. So you got a couple screws here, and then this is what holds Nakai on. So I don't know that he comes off. Get these screws out, get it off the base, and take a closer look. All right, and we're back off the base. This thing is crazy, guys. Crazy. Full disclosure, off camera, trying to get this car off the base, we had a major mishap. Rear screw came out fine. Front screw did not want to come out. So as you can see there, I have the majority of the screw sticking out. The screw's basically like frozen in the base. I'm not really exactly sure how I'm going to end up getting it out. But basically, yeah, it wouldn't unscrew from the base. So I ended up drilling the head of the screw, which broke the screw there. And as you can see, like, now I'm stuck with that much sticking out. Not going to let it ruin the review. We'll still check out the car. I will figure this out off camera on my own, and I'll keep you guys updated on whether or not I actually get that out, or if I just have to Dremel it down, or what we got to do. But one way or another, I'll keep you guys posted on that. But not to take away from the review, let's check it out. This car is amazing. I've fingerprinted it up a lot because I've been pushing my hands on it, trying to hold it down and move it around on the base, trying to get that screw off. But the paint on this is immaculate, like super sick. Black Spectra Flame, really dope. Really nice, like probably one of the best RLCs out there, not gonna lie. So this model does come with opening doors. So boom, door opening there. Let's take a closer look. Inside, you got detailed gauge cluster there. Nice three-prong steering wheel. You see a cage right here. So that's sick. I wish they would have painted that maybe a different color or something, but you can see your shifter back in there. Floor mats and whatnot down there on the back. Really excellent detail on this model. You got gold racing harnesses there on the racing seat. So sick. Deep dish 6-spoke 10mm rear wheel here with the thin tire, and then 10mm 6-spoke regular wheel up front. Super dope. You got your raw welt branding down here on the base, which would actually be, or on the side skirt, which would actually say Stella Artois on the real car. We'll take a look at the front. You got that awesome tow hook painted in down here. So sick. Orange turn signals, headlights tampoed up nice, some hood pins on there, and of course your Porsche emblem on the hood. We'll take a look at it from this side. All of the same stuff. This door does open as well. So boom, there's a cage on this side as well. Looks like we got some more detail, some gauges in there in the center console, and then also a little silver painted area down here on the center console. So dope. So dope. This model is crazy. You got your 3 exhausts coming out the back like he had on his real car. You do have some verbiage there on the rear. What the world needs now is rough. That's it. So up on the top on the spoiler you have what the world, and then on the deck lid you have needs now is rough. So dope. Take a look at that engine. Not too much crazy detail, but it is a nice engine. They did good detail as far as texture and stuff. It's all gold, so it's not really differentiated or anything as far as like the stacks and the belts and the covers, whatnot. But still, super dope to have that engine in there. Of course, missing the rear bumper or the bottom piece of the rear bumper with that exhaust sticking out, and then your wide, really wide 10 millimeter rears. Base. Yeah, so that screw is unfortunate and a little bit disappointing. Actually, a lot disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. It will come out eventually. I did never plan on like selling this car or anything like that, so it's staying in the stable. It's just a matter of getting this screw down below the front bumper, so that I can set it and it sits level like other cars and rolls if I want to, mess with it or whatnot. So, but all in all, super sick. Probably one of my top 3 RLCs, not gonna lie, guys. But let this be a lesson. If you don't have this one already and you're looking for it, and you plan on taking it off the base and rocking it loose, just know that you might run into something like this because of how long these have actually been on the base. I don't see where that would actually have an effect, like the length of time that it's screwed to the base. It's just maybe that they just put these in too tight from the factory, or it was cross-threaded, whatever it may be. So definitely disappointing, but it will get figured out. So I'm not like, it's not the end of the world. And all in all, I'm still super happy to have this and have it loose. So let's go ahead and with everything open, we'll set that down there. So there we have it. Man, super dope RLC. Loving it. Love to have all 3 versions of it now, the RLC and both premiums. Just like super happy. All in all, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the RLC, or any of the models that we looked at today. And let me know if you have it, if you're on the hunt for it, etc., etc. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Don't forget to drop a comment again, and subscribe if you haven't. And we'll be back here within a few days with another banger for you guys. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. One love.